It's the nation's favourite antiques experts.
Perfect. Sold.
Behind the wheel of a classic car.
Lovely day for it.
And a goal to scar Britain for antiques.
Every home should have one of these.
The aim to make the biggest profit at auction. But it's no mean feat. There'll be worthy winners.
£9.50.
You're going to make £1,000.
And valiant losers. No! Will it be the high road to glory?
Make me a big profit.
Or the slow road to disaster?
Are we stuck?
This is the Antiques Road Trip. Nice! Today we commence in Cumbria, on the Irish sea coast, in a camper van.
Margie, I can't believe I'm finally on the road with you.
Not so sure whether we're cutting a dash in this.
Well, I think you both look gorgeous in your 1976 Leyland Sherpa.
Are you quite a competitive person, Margie? Have I got to watch my back?
You've got to be competitive in life, otherwise you're going to sit there like a big blancmange, aren't you?
Quite! That's road tripper regular Margie Cooper riding shotgun, with the ever-popular Tim Medhurst behind the wheel.
This is quite nippy, this thing.
Is it?
In that case, the tractors around these parts must be turbocharged, Tim.
Roger Moore had one of these in James Bond.
Really?
007, licence to camp.
So I could be James Bond, and
Go on,
you
then.
could be one of the Bond girls.
Oh, I wish.
Former fashion model Margie from Cheshire is a discerning dealer with her eyes on the prize.
Amazing. £6.
While Dorset man Tim, auctioneer, dealer, coin collector, has a fondness for the classics.
Elegant.
So, with £200 each, what could possibly go wrong?
We've got the van,
I've got my flask and sandwiches.
we've got all the gear and no idea.
Our go-getters will get going close to Hadrian's Wall and soon head north to Scotland before seeing the Lake District and taking a ferry to the Isle of Man, then reaching the end of the road in Greater Manchester.
So we've started in England,
Yeah.
and we're off to Scotland.
Right.
Today's itinerary takes in both sides of the border, starting out close to Kirkbride. And their very first shop together.
Right, Margie, here we go.
The spotted toadstool, here we come.
Fantastic.
You don't get to say that every day. Now, mushroom inside? Yeah, looks to be ample.
Right, that's cute.
They ought to do awfully well in here, you know.
Now that is very smart. Look at that. It's a 1950s oak frame, and what I love about this is the original paintwork on it. Scots Guards, visit of HRH, the Duke of Gloucester, Carlisle, November 1957. And I just really like early picture frames because you can keep them for what they were originally used for, like this original photograph, or maybe you could slip your own picture in the front. And it just makes something on the wall a little bit more interesting. And this one's really nice because it's got the original paint, the original decals here, and I think that will appeal to several different markets. So for £15, I think that's an absolute bargain. So I am going to pop it back, but I will buy it. But I need to carry on looking. Only just got here and there's so many interesting things, but that is earmarked.
He'll be talking to Rebecca a little bit later on then.
The distinctive design of Art Deco. This is very on trend at the moment. It's mahogany, a lovely circular shape, and very useful in the house today. Very nice indeed. Nice feathered mahogany. Lovely, I like it. She's priced it up at £150, which is about right. The wonderful circular shape, very collectible, and I'm sure Rebecca won't have it for very long.
Not for Madam today, though.
Always like a good old rummage through a box of pictures. I always find pictures such good value for money. Watercolour from 1875. What's this? Right at the back. Cool, that's a bit tatty. It's tatty, but quite nice, I think. It's very worn and it's quite rickety, but it's all original paint, and I love that. There's a little bird there, and then you've got the picture that belongs inside it as well, which is an absolute bonus, really. And you can tell from the picture that it's most likely Japanese. If we put the two together, look at that. Imagine that in its original former glory, when it was made in around 1900 to 1920, around the end of the Meiji period, with its nice little hanging loop at the top as well, which is really, really charming. Now, I think if I was to buy something like that, I would probably give it a little bit of TLC, but leave it in its nice original condition. And you could say that it was maybe country house condition, something like that. But it's got a look, it's very nice. What's the price? £5 whole.
I think he likes that.
£5 for something that's over 100 years old and something that's ready to put on the wall. I don't really want to put it down. I'll take it with me. £5, what a bargain.
Already 2 items in the bag. Now, what about Margie?
Oh, God, I love these. These old ledgers. Aren't these super, Rebecca? What sort of money are these?
That could be 20.
They all wrote the same in those days, didn't they? They all had this lovely copper plate writing.
By all accounts.
What about this one with nothing in it? Look at that. Isn't that
About the same, really. It was actually a bookmaker in Scotland, Anne Struther, I believe.
Right. That's really interesting. And tell you what, it's in really good nick, isn't it? It's whether I was interested with the fact that there's nothing in it.
I think perhaps at one stage there was, but maybe the bookmaker removed them.
Oh, really? What, there's some loose pages somewhere? Yeah, I like these. It's all about our history, isn't it?
And cooking the books by the sound of it.
This is quite nice too, isn't it? It's all Prince of Lancia. He was brilliant at drawing animals, wasn't he?
Famous for his Trafalgar Square lions, of course.
Oh, that's great. So how much is this?
That one can be £10.
I think I might buy those. So for the 3?
We can do 40.
Done. I'll buy those.
It's all going swimmingly, isn't it? Aye, aye.
Got any change, sir?
What are you up to? I've only got £200 and you're not having a penny of it.
Don't blame you. Isn't this good?
It's a lovely thing, isn't it? It's a church offering box, isn't it?
Lovely.
Really,
Victorian.
really nice.
I'm going to leave you now. Bye.
Bye.
And with that, she's off,
See you later. Bye.
with £160 left. Tim, meanwhile, has a print and a photo frame put by. Anything else?
Hello, I'm Mr. Monkey. Call him Timmy. Timmy the Monkey. Hello, my name's Timmy.
There are too many Tims round here.
Now, on a serious note, though, toys and soft toys particularly can be really, really collectible. What you would look for straight away for this is a little maker's label, something like Steiff, and that would be fantastic. Unfortunately, there is no maker's labels. If this was a Steiff puppet, I could see it fetching maybe over £100. I think with toys specifically, nostalgia drives the market for that. And I wonder if we took him to auction, there might just be somebody that's always wanted a little monkey puppet and never got one. So this could be their chance. And if he's reasonable price, Timmy the Monkey should be bought.
Over to Rebecca.
Hi.
How are you doing? All right?
Yeah, good,
I've had a
thanks.
whale of a time looking around your lovely shop.
Oh, great.
And I've found several things. Now, to start with, picture priced at 5 and this frame at 15.
That's right.
So I'll take those, thank you very much. But in my pocket, as you can see,
Oh.
what do you think your best on him would be?
I could do 25.
That's perfect, thank you very much.
great.
It's a deal. Are you
Lovely.
happy, Timmy? Yes, I'm happy.
Oh.
Good, yeah, he's happy. Right.
Come on, Timmy, pay up.
Say goodbye, Timmy. Bye-bye, Rebecca.
Bye, Timmy.
Bye.
Now, while Tim and Timmy take their leave with £155 left,
Here we go.
we'll find out where Margie's got to. With a skip in her step.
Oh, wow.
Scotland, actually, the market town of Dumfries, where the local football team are called Queen of the South. And up on the hill is the world's oldest camera obscura. Tom's in charge.
Hi, Tom. So what is this camera obscura?
It's an ancient device. The concept of it goes right back to ancient China, where they observed this phenomenon where through a small hole, light would pass through and project an image. In the Renaissance, people like Leonardo da Vinci used it, bringing a projected image into a dark room. And the name camera obscura is Latin for dark chamber. So would you like to have a look for yourself?
I would, certainly would.
We just got a few more stairs to do to get to the very top of the tower.
Right, follow me.
The Dumfries camera obscura dates from 1836, when a local shipbuilder decided that the town's highest point,
Wow.
an old windmill, would make a very good place for an observatory.
Ah, so this is it.
Yes, we're now inside the oldest working camera obscura in the world.
So go on, let's see how it works.
Right, so I've shutter here, which I open with a rope. So I have another rope here, which will tilt a mirror to reflect that light down onto a table. And finally, there's this rope, which if I work this, it will turn the top of the turret around, so we can look 360 degrees around the town.
Right.
Right, I'll just need to turn out the lights.
Projecting a pinhole image of the sun was first described in ancient Chinese writings. Then, much later, the idea occurred first to Arab and then to European mathematicians, becoming the forerunner of the modern camera.
I'll just open our shutter now.
Oh my goodness. A panoramic view. So tell me what we've got here.
So here we've got a medieval bridge, and this is one of the oldest bridges in Scotland. And then along the riverfront and just round the corner here, we get to Robert Burns' house, the first place he lived when he moved into Dumfries here.
Oh my goodness, right.
And that's known as the Songhouse of Scotland.
Oh, is it really?
So if you come along a little bit further here, we go to, this is St Michael's Church, and that's where Robert Burns ended up being buried there. So this is the last resting place of the national poet.
This ancient technology does still have practical uses. Forecasters can use it to spot weather patterns, and it's a safe way to observe a solar eclipse, as well as having a nose at your neighbours.
All is revealed. So if I go and stand in the garden and wave, will you be able to see me?
Yes, that should work. We'll give it a go.
Really? Right, I'm off then.
But while Margie's been camera obscura watching and waving, Tim's just carried on shopping. He's now also across the border, en route to the delightful town of Moffat. Campers and toy monkeys are welcome here.
Right, Timmy, here we go, the next shop.
The Lothlorien Emporium.
Right, Timmy, you take care. Oh, I'll see you in a bit. Keep the van warm.
Team Timmy still has £155 left. Although I think we can probably rule out any more furry buys.
That's quite jolly, isn't it? Look at that. I quite like these because they are just very jolly, brightly coloured. Well, this is known as bargeware, and it would have been used on the barges in the canals, and I just absolutely love them. They're a work of art, aren't they? I don't think it's a 19th century one, but £95, it's very reasonable, I think, for the size, unusual size, but that is pretty much most of my money gone. And I do need to reserve some into my kitty for more purchases, but one to think about.
Oh well, there are plenty more in here to take your pick from.
Now, I always quite like these corkscrews because there's something a little bit more unusual to them. And you often think of a corkscrew as popping open the bottle of wine, but this one is specifically a champagne corkscrew. And the idea was that you'd twist it right into the cork, all the way into the bottle, and push it in. And then on the top, it's got a tap, which you can obviously turn on or off. And the idea was to release just the amount of champagne you needed for your tipple and then seal the bottle again so it wouldn't lose any of its bubble. And this one is quite nice. I'd imagine it dates to the late 19th century. Now, price-wise, it's got the grand sum of £22 on it. So I think if there's a little bit of negotiation, there's a chance in auction that that might make a little bit more than that.
Linda's the person to parley with.
Oh, hello, Linda.
Hello.
I've had a look around your wonderful shop, all the hundreds of thousands of things here, and this little humble corkscrew has caught my eye. Now, it's got £22 on it. Do you think there's a tiny little bit of wiggle room in there?
If we said 20?
20's absolutely fine. Thank you very much
That's
indeed.
lovely.
Chin chin, just £20 spent.
Take care.
Bye-bye now.
which means he still has 135 left.
Right, better safe than sorry. Let's strap you in. Good lad.
Time now to collect his fellow camper.
Onwards and upwards, Timmy. We've had a long day. I think we should pull over somewhere, get some food on the stove.
Yeah.
You don't seem keen.
No, do I have to?
Would you be up for camping?
No, flipping well wouldn't.
Nighty-night. Next day begins with a very important introduction.
Hello, Auntie Marge. Hello.
Oh, well, I'm glad you got something to play with.
We had a nice shopping trip yesterday together.
Oh, did you?
Now, Tim, don't forget Timmy's got to go to auction as well, along with the photo and frame, the Japanese panel and frame, and the champagne corkscrew.
Think of the amount of champagne that's seen in its life. I'm surprised it's not just a bit wonky.
Leaving him with 135 to spend today, while Margie plumped for just a book of Landseer engravings and a couple of Victorian ledgers,
They all wrote the same in those days.
meaning she still has 160 left in her wallet.
Hello, Auntie Marge. Where are you taking us?
Good question, Timmy. Today's perambulation covers quite a bit of Cumbria, commencing in the capital city. Once an important Roman stronghold called Luguwalium, I wonder if Tim might detect some coins. It also has a very nice cathedral, and in the old Verger's house, antiques.
This looks like a great shop. There's stuff outside as well.
Yes, in this one, they're together. Seconds out. Welcome to Cathedral Lodge Antiques,
Fishing reels. Don't know anything about those.
with something for even the most exacting of tastes.
Oh, I like that. Oh, I love that. Isn't that lovely? Look at that. That's onyx, and that is malachite, which is that beautiful green stone. And it's a calendar. And who's it made by?
Dunno.
Who's it made by?
We don't know.
Asprey. That takes it into a different category.
Oh, yes.
Asprey are a big London company. Fantastic things. Got the name, and they go back to the late 18th century.
1781, actually.
1930s, 1938. Now, there is a problem. There's always a problem. And the problem is that all these plastic calendar bits, there's one missing. Pain that. And somebody's tried to do a homemade one, which isn't really very good. But because it's the name, now then, price is £70, which is too much. So I'm going to have a go at that. That's definitely on my list.
A brisk start. Tim?
Now, a little top tip with telescopes is that if you pull out the drawers on the telescope, quite often on the very first one is a maker's name, and this one's got a nice one here, look, by Solomons of London. So it's always worth, if you're looking around an antique shop and you're interested in buying a telescope, just check that first drawer, because that can make all the difference. And also the amount of drawers. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 drawers. Look at that. And the more drawers there are, again, that can contribute to its value as well. This one's priced at £145, so slightly out of my budget, but it's a lovely quality one.
Nothing for him just yet.
That falls under the heading of topography, doesn't it? Something that I don't know an awful lot about. But they are interesting, and it's good collector's market. This is, South Africa. And look, what's interesting is you can see on here where you're going to find the animals that you're interested in seeing. And here we have elephants here. And where the tigers are.
Possibly the zoo?
The Castle Line maps are on the ship. There'd be a gift shop. And probably this was in, and you could take it home and show off to all your friends where you've been. Quite like that. It's colourful, isn't it? It's attractive. It's informative. It's got history. I think there's a group of maps here. Out of my comfort zone, but It's good, isn't it? Be out of your comfort zone.
Super.
So what are these? Right, so these are nautical maps, yeah?
Charts. Right way up.
You just got to figure it out as you go, haven't you? That's Baltimore Harbour. Oh, gosh. You've got to be a bit specialised to steer your ship out of this. That's interesting.
No obvious price to be seen.
Don't know what this is. What's this one? Oh, this is Northumberland and Durham. And then you turn it round. Oh, I didn't see that. And you got the map of England. Look, with all the counties. Very informative.
Margie! Margie?
Hi. Yes.
Oh, hello. You are up there. You disappeared somewhere.
I know, it's just been rooting around.
Is it any good up there?
Honestly, I wouldn't bother climbing those stairs. It's bric-a-brac.
Are you barring me?
Would I? Would I bar a nice young man like you?
As if.
Let's get rid of him.
Well, that does still leave an awful lot to choose from.
I do have a soft spot for commemorative ware, important things that have happened in history. And this jug is commemorating George Kinloch. He was an MP, the Scottish reformer, and he also had quite a voice in anti-slavery as well.
Kinloch died in 1833, just before the Slavery Abolition Act became law.
On the front here, you've got the portrait of George Kinloch himself with a description of him underneath. But on the other side, look at that. That is a statement, reform. And you would have had long conversations about politics and history and all of those sort of things over the dinner table. So you can imagine this sitting on the table and you think, well, we'll be talking about reform tonight. This jug, I would say, probably dates to around 1840. Around that period, there was quite a lot of commemorative ware that was made in that period. Unfortunately, I can see, as I've been looking around it, there is a little chip on its spout and a hairline as well.
Oh dear. Ticket price is £45.
I think that might be worth taking to an auction because I personally haven't seen one of these sell recently. So I think we'll see what the best price is.
Time to talk to proprietor Jen.
Hello, Jen.
Hi, Tim.
Hi. I've had a lovely time looking around and I found this interesting reform jug.
Yes.
Now, what sort of price could you do on that, do you think?
We could try 35.
35? Do you think we could squeeze it down another fiver for 30?
I could squeeze.
Is that all right?
I could squeeze
Lovely.
it.
Very convivial.
Thanks,
Thank
Jen.
you.
Take care.
And with 105 left in his pocket, he's off. There may be coins in the churchyard. And meantime, Margie's still amongst the bric-a-brac.
Ah, that's a familiar locket. Ah. Isn't that nice? It's in good condition. It's a Victorian silver locket. I think the chain probably is later. They're not usually with the chain. It's got a hallmark on the back, which is a little bit rubbed because it's been on somebody's breast. And inside, obviously, lovely picture of him and her. It's a memento of love, isn't it? Providing everything's going well.
Margie!
But it's nicely engraved and the price is very reasonable at 45. So I'd like to buy that.
You better have a word with Jen's husband.
Martin, I've been upstairs having a route round and there's three things. The first one's dead easy because it's very reasonably priced. That's the Victorian locket on at 45. Then there's the onyx. I won't mention the word Asprey because it puts the price up.
£70 required.
And we've got the maps.
Well, you've picked one of the things in this shop which is a bit of my Achilles heel because I'm struggling to open those maps up in that room. You'd be doing me a favour if you take those maps away.
Oh, right.
So we're looking at 40 for the locket,
Yeah.
40 for the Asprey,
Yeah.
40, and say 20 for the maps, 100.
That'll do for me, and that's very generous, and I'm very grateful.
Thanks, Martin. That leaves Margie with a big pile of stuff to put in the capacious boot. And £60 for her last shop. But while she says farewell to Carlisle, we'll head via Hadrian's Wall towards the Northumberland National Park, where, close to the small village of Barden Mill, Tim's taking a brief break to discover more about the lives of our Roman rulers from environmental archaeologist Rosie Everett.
Rosie, hello.
Hi.
What are we looking at here?
Welcome to the Roman military fort of Vindolanda. It was roughly occupied between 70 and 370 AD, and as an archaeological site, it's got some incredible archaeological finds.
Amazing. Can we have a closer look?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go.
Brilliant.
As one of the empire's most northerly outposts, several large forts were required in the area, as well as the nearby wall.
So I'm presuming this was where soldiers would have been?
Yeah.
But at Vindolanda, thanks to the terrain, an astonishingly large and varied range of preserved objects has been discovered.
At its maximum, there were about 6,000 people that lived here. And we're not just talking about Roman centurions and military people, we're talking about their wives, their families, the slaves that they brought up with them to help support all of this infrastructure. We've got Roman baths, we've got houses, we've got kitchens. So it is a proper town to support a whole community.
What sets Vindolanda apart from other archaeological sites?
Part of the reason that so much survives, particularly of the more perishable goods like leather, is that Vindolanda sits on an area of peat, and peat is known in the archaeology world for its fantastic preservation. It's wet and it lacks oxygen, so it's anaerobic, and provides an environment that those materials preserve perfectly for us to look at in the museum. On a dryland site, you might get 10% preserved of artifacts and activity associated with that site. In peatland, that figure goes up to about 90%. So actually you're looking at almost the whole picture of the site.
Many of those finds are now proudly displayed at the Vindolanda Museum.
Rosie, I've never seen so many Roman shoes in one place, and you've got what look like legionnaires' walking boots down to smaller ones as well. It's absolutely incredible.
We've got everything, and that is partly because of the fantastic peat preservation conditions which have allowed them to survive.
I'd love to pick one of these up. Can I hold one?
Absolutely, go ahead.
What an amazing feeling to be holding a little Roman child's shoe that's from almost, 2,000 years ago. Amazing.
Equally impressive is the fact that the written word has also somehow survived here.
We've got a selection of what we're going to call postcards that have preserved beautifully at Vindolanda. This is a fantastic example, not only because you can see the writing, but we know exactly who sent it. So this is from a gentleman called Masculus, and Masculus worked around Vindolanda for about 10 or 15 years. And he's writing to the founding father, Verecundus, to ask for leave. And, it's a very personal letter. But what's really lovely to see is that he's written 3 names of men that he wants to put on leave, scratches it out and adds more. So it's a real human narrative that's preserved on these tablets.
So it's presumably purely down to the peat that these have been preserved so well?
Yeah, absolutely. But these artefacts are also potentially at risk because peatlands are at risk in the UK.
Why do we need to preserve the peatlands?
Well, 2 reasons, I suppose. So from a climate change perspective, peatlands are a big source of carbon storage. And we all know carbon capture is about combating global emissions. The second, and from a personal perspective, is the preservation of these beautiful archaeological artefacts. If we allow peatlands to degrade and be destroyed, all of the unknown archaeological artefacts that are preserved in them will disappear, and this rich history will go.
Meanwhile, elsewhere in the Cumbrian countryside, Margie's on the move.
Scenery's fab. Here I am in my caravanette, or whatever you call it. I must say I'm very impressed with Tim. I think he's a very, very smart young man. He's going to be tough to beat. He really is.
Still, one more shopping experience before you can be reunited in the market town of Brampton. With lots of delightful old buildings in the local red sandstone, including Grade 2 listed St Martin's Hall.
Ooh, amazing place.
Home of the Cumbrian Antique Centre. With a Grade 1 pre-Raphaelite design church next door and several top-notch antiques within. So, what's it to be, Ms. Cooper?
Just looking for one last small piece.
Oh yeah, probably wise. Although she does still have £60 left in the kitty.
Oh, I love these. This is what we call a travelling communion set. And most vicars and curates are given one of these when they're ordained. And it is to give communion at people's houses if they can't come into church to take Holy Communion. And the vicar will bless the wine and he'll put it in there, bless the wafers, the bread. This is, unfortunately, silver plate, which is a bit disappointing. And it is £120, which is rather a lot. But I think that's a lovely little item. And it's probably dates to about 1950s. Really nice.
No need to trouble Steve just yet, then. The search goes on.
I think I might have spotted it.
A charm bracelet.
I always think, you know, there's somebody's life on here. All the things they've done and the mementos that they put on here. It's full of memories.
The wearing of charms to ward off evil dates back to prehistoric times. Some were even made from bits of hairy mammoth.
These are great things for husbands to buy for their wives. Just add another charm to your bracelet. It's £35. Yeah, a little bracelet of memories. Steve, I've enjoyed my trip around your wonderful emporium, but I only need one item and I found that.
Well done.
It's £35.
And £30.
Thank you so much.
You're
I'm
welcome.
very appreciative.
Charming couple.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And that little transaction means she's £30 left over. The auction's next. But first, she has to pick up her chums.
Can't believe you've called it after yourself.
I know, it's
That's
horrendous.
Freudian.
I think it's horrendous. I should have waited and we could have named Timmy together and we could have called it Marjathy. Timothy and Margie.
I'm not sure that's very much better, actually. Shut-eye. It's auction viewing day at the former medieval stronghold of Hutton in the Forest. But who's that breaching the defences in their 1970s camper van?
Here we are. Wow, what an amazing building.
Yeah, gorgeous, isn't it?
Incredible, isn't it? Right, parking the ship here.
Nervous, but determined.
How exciting.
Here goes.
After shopping on both sides of the border, our pair have ended up just outside the village of Skelton in Cumbria, while their purchases have been dispatched to Sutton Hill Farm Country Auctions in Leicestershire, selling in the room, on the net and on the phone.
We've all finished then at 20 in itself.
Auctioneer James Moles is in charge. Tim parted with just £95 for his 5 auction lots.
Right, we have quite a rare Scottish Reform jug here. There is a little bit of damage to this one, which will affect the price, but I think it will do quite well.
Margie spent nearly double at £170, also for 5 lots.
The Asprey's table calendar, this is one of my favourite lots. Silver mounted with malachite. You might be surprised how much this makes as well.
Ding dong, eh? Oh, he sounds excited too. Any lingering fears to report?
I'm hoping my little hand puppet does all right.
Well, let's see, eh?
Right, should we watch this auction then?
Using tech, of course. And starting with the auctioneer's pick, Margie's always up-to-date table calendar.
So it's alabaster, malachite and silver.
Malachite and silver.
£50? 50's bid, thank you. Straight in at 50. £50, 55 anyway. 55 is bid. 60?
What's going on, isn't it?
55 at 60 is bid. 65?
Oh, come on, it's worth that.
65 is bid.
Yes! Well done, Margie.
65 at 70. At 65 then, last chance. Are we all finished? I'm selling it then at 65 and it sells 65.
Well done, Margie.
Nicely spotted. Good start.
It's found a new home.
It has.
And given me 25 quid.
Tim's marked down Meiji lacquered panel and painted frame is next.
£5.
I know, what a bargain.
What's this worth? £30? £30 surely. Come on. £30. Try 20 then. Let's sell it. £20.
No.
No.
He's struggling.
You're struggling.
My high hopes are being dashed.
Try 10. 10 bid, thank you. £10 at 12 anyway. £10 only bid.
Oh, no.
Joking.
No mistake then.
Oh, no,
£10.
it's been
We all
missed.
done. We all finished then at 10. Last chance then. We all done then at 10.
Oh, no.
Look, I doubled my money, so I am happy.
Crikey, brave face, eh, Tim? More Margie period. Her 2 ledgers and the Landseer book.
Then the internet comes straight in at £40 bid. At £40,
Phew.
45.
Right, come on, we've got a way to go now.
45 anywhere. At £40 only bid then.
Oh, it's in and
Made a
out.
bid of 40.
In and out,
Right,
shake
I'm
it
gonna
all
sell
about.
them. £40 then. We've all settled then. How much falling then?
Come on.
40.
Just getting my money
Oh,
back.
Margie.
Sort of appropriate, though, don't you think, accountancy-wise?
What can I do? Move on.
Yeah.
Tim's commemorative jug, also liked by the auctioneer.
It's really excited you, this, hasn't it?
Yeah, you can see ants in my pants.
Sitting there.
I want to see what it sells for.
£30 for it. Thank you, sir.
Oh, you got 30.
That's what I paid.
£35 anywhere.
It's a good start.
Bids in the room.
But
35 is
good.
40. 40.
Oh,
we
here we
go.
go. It's started now.
45 is bid. 50. One more, sir. 50.
Yes, I'm in profit.
At £50 then. Last chance then. Seems cheap still. At £50 then. Last chance, I'm selling it. Room bid.
That's quite cheap, but that's gone.
At 50.
Mixed feelings with that one.
Yeah.
I thought it might make more, so I'm a bit disappointed,
Yeah.
but I am happy with
Yeah.
the £20
Look,
profit.
You're doing really well.
Not a loss to be seen so far.
And breathe.
Now for Margie's map and chart collection.
Okay, we have 16 bid. At £16 at 18 anywhere. At 18 bid. At 20.
Oh, phew, there's competition.
At £18 then for all the maps. At £18. Last chance.
All those
Don't
lovely
miss them. At 18 then.
Oh, no.
All finished then. Hammer is for 20, I should think so. 25.
Oh,
£20 is the bid. No more interest. At £20 for the 5 maps then. At 20.
well, that was worth doing, wasn't it?
I'm sorry, Margie.
Well, at least they didn't make a loss.
I shan't be buying any more maps, that's for sure.
Oh, dear.
Tim's photo and frame now. Collectors, please.
What was nice is it had the Carlisle link,
Yeah.
so a bit of local interest.
Yeah, looks good. Nice piece of militaria. And £15.
Start me at what? £40? 40 surely.
Oh.
Thank you. 35 is bid. 35's on the sale. At 35 at 40.
Is it going on anymore?
£35
Oh, that's
only
good.
bid then. We've all settled then at 35.
Yes.
Good. Happy with that.
I'm very happy with that.
Quite rightly, it's been steady progress so far.
So you're well on your way with profit. Good.
Margie's silver locket is next under the hammer.
Late 19th century, it was the must-have piece of jewellery, wasn't it?
30's bid. £30, 35 anyway.
Oh, we've got to go on from there. That's cheap
£30,
enough, isn't it?
30 is the bid. £30 and I'm selling it. At £30.
Check.
We all done and I'm selling it then. 35, I should think so.
In the nick of time.
35 is the bid. We've all settled then. Hammer is falling then at 35.
I am surprised at that, Margie.
Oh, how annoying is that?
Very. The first loss of the day, albeit tiny.
A lovely Victorian locket.
I didn't think that would make a loss. Win some, you lose some.
Here he is, children, at long last. Timmy the monkey!
Right, now then.
Our little mascot, Timmy. Look at him.
The vintage hand monkey here. The hand puppet, Timmy.
Yeah.
There you go. £20 for him.
Oh, it's got to be worth 20.
Oh, come
I
on.
paid 25.
Try 10 then.
Oh, no.
Oh, Timmy. Oh, no.
Poor old Timmy. £10, surely. 5 bid. £5.60.
Oh, oh no. £5.
Bid. Last chance then at £5. Six
Can't
anywhere.
believe
We all done
it.
then. At 5.
I've only paid a fiver.
£5.
They're probably going to love it.
They will.
He doesn't look at all downcast, does he? It's only money after all.
I'd have kept him for that.
Margie's charm bracelet. With 23 charms. Count 'em.
I always think it's quite sweet, the little heart padlock.
The locket.
Yeah, really nice.
The whole thing is just a lovely memory of somebody's life, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's charming.
Absolutely charming.
£30 then. Thank you. 30's bid.
Straight in. Come on.
35, 40 is now.
Yes!
£40, 45.
Well done, Margie.
Made 6 there, yes.
For the charm bracelet.
Charms are in, aren't they?
£50 only bid.
Yeah.
55 is bid. 60.
Hey.
£60 is the bid. We all finished then at £60. I'm selling it. Don't miss it. At £60 then. We all finished then at 60. Ooh, we're not quite finished. 65 is bid. 70.
Brilliant.
70's bid.
Oh, my goodness. Good.
£70 for the silver charm bracelet at £70.
£70.
That's all right.
Hammer is falling at 70 and it sells then at 70.
Oh, that's great.
Brilliant.
Good.
It's the best result of the day by a long mile.
£40 profit.
Well, I needed it.
Well done, Margie. Well done.
Time for the final lot. Tim's champagne corkscrew with tap.
That's a nice quality thing, isn't it?
They don't usually have the cases, do they?
No. I mean, the case had some wear and tear, but you would expect that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I'm hoping on this one I might double my money.
2 commission bids start me straight in at £30 bid.
Go.
£30.
Straight into
35.
profit.
Oh, somebody likes it.
45, sir. 45 is your bid, sir. At 45.50 anyway.
Somebody in the room.
45 is the bid. At 45 then, I'm selling it. Make no mistake, hammer is falling then at 45. We all finished? No, you see, we have 50 bids. So sorry, sir. 55 is bid now.
He's held his number up.
55.
is the bid
Oh, I'm
now.
pleased with
We all
that.
settle now at 55, 60, 65 is bid. 70? 70 is bid.
Oh,
75.
that's doing really well.
We're all done then at 75 and it goes then 75.
Hard to imagine a more appropriate ending. A corker!
Oh, I am so pleased with that.
I bet you are.
£55 profit.
Get in there.
Quite. Margie began with £200 and after auction costs made a nice little profit. And so she now has £218 and 60p. While Tim, who also started out with 200, made, also after costs, a slightly bigger profit, which means he's our early leader with £248 and 50p. Well done.
Right, so we've got a bit of extra money.
We have. Are you looking forward to shopping again?
I am, yes.
Let's go and do it.
Here
we go. Bye-bye, lovely building.
It is lovely building.
Next on Antiques Road Trip, sing up.
We're in Switzerland.
The other day.
That was really good.
Giddy up.
Come on, let's see what we can do.
And hard up.
I'd love to buy that. It was 220 quid.